Welcome back to Good Morning Arizona. Time now is 7:44. Attorney General Mark Brnovich joining us this Thursday morning. First to announce a lawsuit filed against an opioid manufacturer based out of Chandler. Really interesting details with this. Also naming 3 doctors who appear to have breached ethics in writing these unnecessary opioid prescriptions. So what's the deal with this?
It's really unfortunate, Olivia, that we've got this problem in our country. And it's a serious issue, and it requires lots of, education, prevention. But as the Attorney General, part of our role is to go after the bad actors.
Yeah.
And so you had the manufacturers, you said, in Chandler, that was basically paying doctors speaking fees, giving them thousands of dollars, allegedly giving them kickbacks in order to overprescribe and prescribe this medication. And the manufacturer themselves would actually manipulate the insurance companies to tell them that patients had certain illnesses like cancer.
Wow.
These are really powerful drugs, in order to get the insurance companies to pay for the medication.
I mean, we're in an opioid addiction crisis right now. I mean, it's being called an epidemic. So to be making these drugs more readily available is just so wholly unethical and obviously illegal.
It seriously is someone who grew up here, it's unconscionable. What they essentially are doing is, the company that's here, that's based in Arizona, these doctors are helping flood our streets with these really dangerous drugs.
Yeah.
And these are fentanyl-based drugs. They're supposed to be for people with, terminal, having problem managing their cancer. I mean, these are really, really serious, powerful drugs, and they're essentially putting their own personal profits and corporate profits above protecting Arizona. And I'm not going to tolerate that. I'm not going to stand for it. We're going to go after them.
Good, and not to mention what will happen with our insurance payments on the back end when they're prescribing these costly drugs unnecessarily, and then we'll have to treat the addictions.
Exactly. Exactly.
I know you were already scheduled to come in and talk about something else as we gear up for the Labor Day holiday weekend. Shoppers delight in it. There seems to be a lot of tempting deals out there. Specifically, if you're in the market for a car, you say it may be a dangerous time.
Well, on the one hand, it's a great time because there's lots of specials. A lot of auto dealers are trying to clear out their inventory, but we want people to be prepared.
Okay.
In this day and age, there is no excuse for not having information at your fingertips. You can go on the internet. There's all sorts of websites, Kelly Blue Book, Edmunds, that provide you information on what the actual invoice price of a car is. And that should always be your starting point. No one out there in this day and age, and I hope I'm not offending the car dealers, but they should never pay like the manufacturer's retail price. I mean, you should start with the invoice price versus the suggested price and work up from there. We tell folks to make sure that they know their credit score going in, so that way they can't try to tell you that, oh, you've got to pay a high interest rate or something like that. And don't fall for the old, hey, we need your keys because we want to value your trade-in. Because a lot of times some dealers will use that as an excuse or prevent you from leaving if you want to leave. And that's one of the things we also tell folks is that, look, there's a lot of competition in this market.
Yeah.
If you don't like or you get a bad vibe with one dealer, go to a different place.
Gone are the days when you should really be enduring that really hard sell. That used to be something that was dreaded to go shopping for a major purchase like that, a big electronics item, house hunting, car shopping, because there are so many options and you should come in well prepared.
And that's the thing, is that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And we get a lot of complaints about car dealers, and especially used car dealers. And so if you're buying a used car, get the Carfax report, get the history of the vehicle. But it's really, really important, though, that nowadays there's no excuse. With the internet, there's so many websites, you can find out the retail, or excuse me, the invoice price and use that as your starting point.
And if you feel that you've been scammed in some way or taken advantage of in some way, I mean, what do you do about it after the fact?
Well, this is the one thing, is that we do not in Arizona. Some people, like my mom, think we have this grace period, like you get 3 days or a week to return.
The lemon law or whatever.
We don't have that in Arizona. So if you buy it, you're on the hook for it. So you need to really make sure when you sign that contract that this is really what you want. And buying a car is a big purchase.
Deal, yeah.
Many of us, that's our biggest purchase. And so we want to make sure when you buy it, you sign on the dotted line, that you're really sure that this is what you want and this is the price you want it for. And as I said, do all your homework, do all your research, and but like I said, there are deals to be had out there. You just need to be careful.
Buyer beware, as always, especially for a big investment.
If you do think you've been ripped off, that's one of the things that our office does. You can always go to azag.gov. You can file a complaint. And one of the things that I love about what we're doing in our office now is we are being very aggressive when it's, the cheats, the scammers, the crooks. If people feel like they've been taken advantage of, we try to do our best to remedy the situation.
Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich, thank you so much for your time, and please keep us posted on that suit as it moves forward with the opioid investigation.
Always a pleasure.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Gina?
Yeah, and I guess look out for cars from Texas with rusty bottoms, right, in the next year or so. Hey,